say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets wrecked there, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Good evening, graduates, families, friends, faculty, and members of the Altoona area school district community. It is with great pride and heartfelt joy that I welcome you to this momentous celebration, the commencement of the 149th graduating class of Altoona Area High School. Tonight, we gather not only to honor academic achievement, but to celebrate resilience, perseverance, growth, and most of all, the beauty of dreams. As the class of 2025 prepares to cross this stage and step into the future, we are reminded of your class motto, a powerful truth from Eleanor Roosevelt. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams, and believe you did. Over the last 4 years, you've faced challenges that no class before you has encountered in quite the same way. You've lived through uncertainty, navigated disappointment and loss, and emerged stronger, not in spite of adversity, but because of it. You've learned that failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of it. You've learned that true growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. And more importantly, you've learned to hold fast to what matters most, the relationships that you've built, the laughter that you've shared, the lessons that you've learned, and the family, both at home and here at school, who stood beside you every step of your journey. As your class song, I Lived by One Republic, so perfectly states, I hope that you spend your days, but they all add up. And when that sun goes down, hope you raise your cup. Figuratively, not literally. These lyrics are a celebration of living fully, of embracing every moment, even the hard ones, because they shape who you become. You've made memories that will echo in your heart long after the tassel turns. And tonight, you raise your cup, not just in celebration, but in recognition of how far that you've come. In a world that often rushes towards the next goal, I encourage you to pause, reflect. Remember the simple truth that success is not measured by titles or trophies, but by your joy, kindness, and the ability to get back up when life knocks you down. As author and educator Brene Brown once said, vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome. Seniors, you've shown up. You've been seen. And now you're ready. To the families, thank you for your unwavering love. To the teachers and staff, thank you for your guidance and belief in our students. And to the graduates, thank you for proving that even when the world shifts, dreams still bloom when they are rooted in purpose and watered by hope. Graduates, may you always believe in the beauty of your dreams. May you fail boldly, love deeply, laugh often, and live fully. Because you, the class of 2025, are ready, not just for what's next, but for what's possible. Congratulations, class of 2025, and welcome to your future.
Thank you, Mr. Hatch. Good evening, everyone. Man, it's crazy to see Mansion Park so packed out just to hear me speak today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lucas Sipe, and I'm honored to be giving this opening speech today. But in all seriousness, I want to welcome all the proud friends and family, the dedicated faculty and administration, our honored guests, and of course, my fellow graduates. Today is one of the most memorable days of our lives. It marks the end of a chapter and the beginning of a new one. It's a day that represents years of hard work, late nights, and shared experiences that have shaped us into who we are. Together, we've overcome obstacles, celebrated victories, and created memories that will stay with us forever. I'm deeply honored to welcome you all on behalf of the class of 2025. First, I want to thank everyone who's been a part of this journey. They say it takes a village, and when it comes to education, there's no exception. To our teachers and faculty, thank you for your tireless dedication. The hours spent grading papers, correcting writing, and walking us through impossible math problems does not go unnoticed. A great teacher can change a student's life, and I'm happy to say that many teachers here have left a long-lasting impact on me. To the custodians, thank you. You do the work no one else is willing to do, and your efforts to keep our school clean are incredible. One second, my speech cut off. I'll pull out the phone. Don't worry, we face adversity all the time. We're gonna get right through this. Back to Google Docs. Finger mark. And, all right. All right. To our families, you were patient during our moody teenage years, supportive when we stumbled, and cheering us on at every turn. To each other, thank you guys for the memories and for inspiring one another to reach higher. And to my mom and dad, somewhere up by the 25-yard line, thank you for making me the man I am today and for giving me the strength to stand here now, even when we face adversity like that. This day celebrates not just our achievements, but also our failures, our challenges, and the growth that came from them. When we first entered high school, most of us were emotional wrecked. We were panicking over the cheapest pimple patches we could find. We lived for the beach-themed football games at Mansion Park because, I mean, who wouldn't want to wear swim trunks in front of their crush? Or bathing suits. We adapted. We found our people. We built friendships that will last a lifetime. And we did it all during uncertain times, including learning through a global pandemic. That wasn't easy, but if there's one thing the class of 2025 is good at, it's facing challenges together. Although I'm just beginning my path through higher education, my time at Altoona has already taught me one of the most valuable lessons in life. What's the secret to success? Is there a shortcut to wealth, to love, to being a great parent, child, or partner? A lot of people want a shortcut, but most shortcuts don't lead anywhere worth going. I've found the best shortcut is actually the long way, and it comes down to two words: hard work. There will be moments when you fail, when your back's against the wall, when you're desperate to take the easy way out. I call these moments brick walls. I hit a brick wall earlier this year at the Piedmont State Wrestling Championship. My childhood dream of becoming a state champion ended when I caught the flu the day before, then tore 2 ligaments in my ankle during my first match. That's a brick wall. But I've learned something since. Brick walls aren't there to stop us. They're there to let us prove how badly we want something. They exist to keep out those who don't want it enough. We are not those people. Moments like those are what define your character. They're what people remember, and they're the moments when we rise up, dig deep, and push forward. Hard work and consistency. That's the path to success. You can't change the cards you're dealt, only how you play the hand. So don't complain about your situation, just work harder. And I'll leave you with this. No matter where life takes you, no matter your salary, no matter what bridges you've burned or lessons you've learned, our work ethic is the true measure of our success. Class of 2025, I challenge you. Have specific dreams, dream big, dream without fear. Decide what you want and do the work to make it happen. On behalf of the class of 2025, welcome to our graduation ceremony. Thank you.
this one, and this one, and this one, and this. The path is the one we are walking. We sing our future now. We sing our future now. We sing our future. We sing our future.
I'd like to welcome to the stage Miss Addie Birchfield. Addie graduated from the class of 2020 and was the class's salutatorian. Unfortunately, I think everyone in the stadium knows that class of 2020 was kind of shortchanged. They didn't get a chance to have a night like tonight. So we're happy to welcome Addie back, and here are her remarks this evening. Addie.
Good evening, faculty, family, friends, and of course, the graduating class of 2025. I want to start by thanking the administration for inviting me back to speak today. I was a senior 5 years ago in 2020 in the height of a global pandemic. So my original speech was recorded in an empty gymnasium and streamed as a part of a virtual ceremony. It may sound like a cliche, but moments like this, real shared moments of celebration, are incredibly rare in life. And it's even more rare to get a second chance at. So standing here with all of you tonight, getting to be just one small part of this special day of yours, I feel deeply honored. I'd like to start by congratulating you all, not only for this significant academic achievement, but for all of the challenges and changes you've endured to get here, both inside and outside the classroom. I also want to recognize and congratulate every parent, teacher, friend, and loved one who has supported you along the way. Today is a culmination of an almost 18-year-long journey, one that no one reaches the end of alone. It's something that I think I took for granted, just how unique this community is. In this moment, you are surrounded by your peers, some of whom you've known and grown up alongside for over a decade. Whether it's classmates, teammates, bandmates, or friends, you're all sharing this incredible experience, earning your diplomas together before you head off in all sorts of different directions. While we live in the age of social media, where it's never been easier to stay in touch, I found that constant connection and access can sometimes foster a sense of isolation. We get tiny glimpses into the brightest moments of other people's lives. It's easy to get caught up in that, measure yourself against it like some sort of achievement barometer. But other people's successes are not your failures, and I think life becomes infinitely more enjoyable with that in mind. Because most success is temporary, but what I have found to be a more consistent, everlasting source of joy and pride is the community that you build along the way. I'd encourage you all to work hard at maintaining that, just as you would to achieve any goal or materialistic possession. Because community isn't freely given, it's earned. You must seek it out, build it, work hard to sustain it. The friendships I've formed and the existing ones I've nurtured have by far been the best part of the last 5 years. Their joys feel as good as my own, and their growth inspires rather than threatens me. When you have those type of people, love them, lean on them, allow them to prop you up when necessary, with the knowledge that you would unquestionably do the same for them. Because those moments of shared vulnerability and unconditional support will outlast just about anything else. But it requires effort. I'm always surprised by how much of life is simply about showing up, being present and active in your life and the lives of others. Because honestly, the mistakes I regret most aren't from the times where I did the wrong thing, but from the times where I chose to do nothing at all. The worst things in life, in the world, do not stem from rage or from ego, but from apathy. Indifference quietly feeds our insecurities and perpetuates our shortcomings. When problems feel too complicated, obstacles too challenging, goals just out of reach, It's tempting to throw up your hands, settle into the "it is what it is" mantra. If you choose to give in to apathy, I promise you won't have to look far to find someone or something to justify that choice. Society stylizes apathy, makes you think it's cool to look effortless or unbothered and low maintenance. It can actively convince you that caring too much is embarrassing, desperate, that it will only make you look silly or stupid when it doesn't work out. Apathy keeps you safe, but it also keeps you small. You all deserve a life filled with passion. You should care, try hard, and when it doesn't work out, try again. Take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way. Whether in your career, your hobbies, your relationships, it doesn't have to be world-changing. What matters most isn't what you care about, just that you care at all. Because the idea that we can move through life thinking we don't know anything to each other or to the world around us is a dangerously misguided one. In a time when society is more fractured than ever, apathy will never be in short supply. That's when caring becomes a radical act, believing in something, in someone, without cynicism or compromise. It's bold and it's scary at times, but it's not something that you will ever regret. So be intentional, be people of action, engage in your life rather than just exist. While I truly believe in these ideas that I've shared so far, I'm not naive. I won't stand here and pretend that they're the blueprint to happiness and fulfillment. I won't tell you to carry the advice with you unquestioned into the next phase of your life. Because the truth is, most days, I feel like I knew more at 18 than I do now. I don't think I ever felt older than I did when I was a high school senior. Confident, motivated, ready to take on the world. Then I became a college freshman, and I felt younger than ever, uncertain of myself, my choices, and my direction. I think that sentiment will be universal, no matter where you're headed next. All of you are on the brink of a fresh new chapter, and the only thing I can promise you is that just as you feel comfortable, that chapter will end and you'll start over again. For me, that was an incredibly frustrating lesson to learn, that I'll never feel like I have it all figured out, that I'm exactly where I'm meant to be, doing exactly what I'm meant to be doing. But once I accepted it, I found it to be quite liberating. There's a certain clarity in recognizing what you don't know, in admitting to your own ignorance, how much of the world will always be foreign to you, how many assumptions you need to question. There's a beauty in that humility as it opens the door to constant growth. It gives you the freedom to explore and the freedom to fail. And that's something that gets scarier as you get older, the idea of failure. The fact is, you're going to fail in life. I say that not as a warning, but as a guarantee. So you might as well fail at something that you care about. Fail with purpose and with passion, because that kind of failure is not an ending, but a beginning. So as you embark upon this new beginning, I hope you do so with compassion, courage in your convictions, and care for your community. With confidence in how much you've learned, and awareness of how much you have yet to discover. Again, congratulations, and I wish you all the very best.
Good evening again, faculty, family members, friends, and most important, the graduating class of 2025. It's a tremendous honor to stand before you today as the Greater Altoona Career and Technology Center Distinguished Speaker. Tonight is a celebration of all we've accomplished and all we are becoming. Graduation is not just the end of a chapter, it's the start of a story we now have the power to write ourselves. For some of us, this path has been straightforward. For others, it has been filled with uncertainty, challenge, and unexpected turns. My own path led me to vocational education, an experience that didn't just prepare me for a career, but helped shape the person I am today. At the GACTC, I spent the last 4 years in the dental assisting program. What began as a course of interest quickly became a calling. I discovered not only a love for dentistry, but a love for learning itself. Career and technical education is so much more than job training. It's a hands-on, purpose-driven, and incredibly empowering path. It has given me direction, built my confidence, and helped me realize that success comes in many forms. And yet, education is never a solo journey. I stand here today not only because of what I've done, but because of the people who stood behind me and beside me every step. First, my parents, John and Candy Huss. Words will never fully capture the depth of what they do. Their strength, their sacrifices, and their steady belief have shaped the foundation of who I am. They taught me what true work ethic looks like, not through speeches, but through daily action. They've worked tirelessly to ensure my siblings and I had everything we needed to succeed. Even when times were difficult, they never let that difficulty stop them from showing up for us, for our futures, and for the values they've instilled in our home. Resilience, humility, and heart. It's because of them that I understand the importance of being well-rounded. They encouraged me to take on extracurriculars, to be present in my community, and to challenge myself in and out of the classroom. Every time I thought I couldn't balance it, whether it be school, 2 jobs, excuse me, volunteering, or clubs, they remind me that I could. And when I stumbled, they were the first to remind me why I started. And then there's my oldest sister, Adriana, one of my greatest inspirations. She was the first in our family to become a college graduate, pursuing a career in nursing, a field that demands compassion, mental strength, and perseverance. Her journey was not easy. She faced the pressure of being a first, of paving the way, and of rising above obstacle after obstacle. And yet, she never gave up. Watching her grow into a strong, capable, and self-assured nurse taught me that struggle does not disqualify you from success. It prepares you for it. Adriana didn't just show me what it means to work hard, she showed me what it means to become a woman of impact. I hope to follow in her footsteps in dentistry and in strength. Along this journey, I've also met mentors in the most unexpected places. At my part-time job, I never anticipated finding such a deeply supportive community. But what I found there were people who saw my potential and helped nurture it. They reminded me to laugh on stressful days, to keep showing up when life felt heavy, and to take pride in what I was building. These weren't just coworkers, they became mentors, cheerleaders, and lifelong friends. Their kindness, guidance, and encouragement taught me that sometimes the right people come into your life exactly when you need them. And of course, there's Miss Andrea Lasculi, my instructor at the GACTC and one of the most influential people I've met. I spent 4 years under her guidance, and in that time, she's pushed me, challenged me, and reminded me that confidence isn't something you wait to have. It's something you build through persistence. Her dedication, her encouragement, and her high standards taught me not only how to work in the field of dentistry, but how to believe in myself. She believed in me on days I doubted myself and taught me that greatness is possible when you meet passion with perseverance. Her belief in my potential helped me believe in it too. So tonight, I offer this message to all of you, my fellow graduates. No matter what path you take tonight, just know that you already possess what you need to succeed. You've already learned how to show up, how to adapt, how to overcome, and how to keep going. Whether you're heading out to college, entering the workforce, joining the military, or still figuring it out, your journey is valid. There is no one right way to build a life of purpose. Be open to growth, be willing to ask for help, and be present enough to recognize the people who show up when you need them the most. Let them shape you, let them support you, and then someday be that person for someone else. And finally, don't just follow your dreams, chase them, with fire, with focus, and with the belief that you are worthy of every goal you set. Class of 2025, we've already proven our strength. Now it's time to live it. Congratulations, and remember, the future is in your hands. Build it boldly.
Good evening to our wonderful teachers, administrators, school board, class of 2025 graduates, and all family and friends that are here to support you. In fact, let's take a moment and give them a very deserved round of applause. I am so deeply honored to have the privilege of addressing every one of you. So honored, in fact, that I had a very difficult time deciding what to talk about. What could I possibly say that could live up to the standards of all of you amazing graduates? I thought that I needed to think up some sort of deep advice, a message you could carry with you for your whole life, something unique and original. Then I realized, how many of you will remember something that I made up 30 years from now, or even 4, because as we all know, 4 years can feel like a long time. So I decided to draw on the time-tested advice and wisdom of those who have inspired me. Many of those people have been teachers, which makes sense given that these are the people that we entrust with the sacred duty of imparting education. Teachers deserve so much gratitude and respect, something that I believe all the more firmly due to my experience growing up with a mom who is also a dedicated teacher. Some of the most influential advice that I've gotten has come from Mrs. Detweiler. I remembered one piece that I've gotten from Mrs. D that will always stick with me. And while she may be retiring this year, I know that she has shaped the lives of many a young musician. Often, before the most nerve-wracking auditions, she would remind us, an audition is just a moment in time. It does not define you as a musician. Now, I realize that many people here are not musicians. It is one of Altoona's best features that we possess such a diversely talented student body, in a school that provides so many opportunities to excel in whatever interests you. Yet her advice applies to more than just musicians. It made me realize this graduation, while a major milestone of an accomplishment, is just a moment in time. Maybe you know exactly what you want to do next. Maybe you have no clue. Either way, you are exactly where you're meant to be. The next choices that you make when you wake up tomorrow as a high school graduate do not have to define you. Remove some of the pressure from yourself and remember, you have time. These next decisions do not have to be permanent. Find what you love to do and chase it. It might not be an easy road, and it might not be a straight one. I know that we'll all have to face obstacles, but whether they're mighty rivers or small streams, remember that you can build a bridge, and you're not alone. I like to believe that humans genuinely want to help each other, and there's no shame in asking for help. In fact, it's a very valuable skill, knowing how to ask for help. As said by Confucius, if you're the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room. You're never too smart to ask questions. I'd like to close with a piece of advice that may sound counterintuitive, but is one that I hear from my dad every morning when I leave for school, and that I think is very important to remember, which is don't work too hard. There's more to life than work. Don't focus so much on getting ahead and making it to the next moment that you lose sight of all of the amazing opportunities around you, all of the amazing people in your life, all of the amazing times when you can live in the moment, and all of the amazing ways that you can express your true self. There have been points when I have struggled with only thinking about getting to the next test, the next essay, the next concert, finish that next assignment. But the most wonderful moments of my high school experience have been when I took a step back and looked around me at all of my friends, my opportunities, and the amazing memories that we've made. So, graduating class of 2025, congratulations, and don't work too hard.
Hello, everyone, teachers, administrators, friends, family, and of course, the class of 2025. Oh, there goes my cap. Okay. Well, congratulations, everyone. We finally made it. These last 4 years have truly been a journey. Everyone here before me has endured, survived, and triumphed over the worst of high school. We have all suffered through classes, homework, late nights, clear backpacks, COVID, and the evil, evil claws of senioritis. Yet we have all managed in our own ways to stay intact. And I think that is a true cause for celebration. But I also think that it will be a great shame to leave here tonight with only memories of the bad and none of the good. When you look back to your high school days in 5, 10, or 15 years, I hope that you remember not the grades you earned, but the knowledge you gained. Not the stress you endured, but the support you received. Not the tests you took, but the undying friendship you made. You may not remember the speech, but I hope you remember all the bright faces around you, the family and friends that are sitting behind you, and the accomplishment that you feel within you, because you have finally made it. How many more 4 years will we have in the future? Well, when you really think about it, the answer is quite a lot, actually. But for those of us who are currently 18, these last 4 years have constituted roughly 22% of our lives thus far. That's nearly a quarter of our lives, all passed within the walls of AHS. Now, it may not have been a perfect place, much less a perfect school, but it is with pride and honor that I say it has been our school. It contains our laughter and joy, our tears and sorrows, our victories and failures. It contains the best of us, and it contains the worst of us. Here we have discovered our interests, aspirations, and identities. And here we have begun to shape ourselves into our very best version. So while we may have infinitely many 4 years ahead of us, I would like to think that these last 4 have been something truly special. But all good things must come to an end, and thus concludes our years of secondary education. When we step off the grounds of Mansion Park Laird tonight, we will emerge as new, independent individuals. Truth be told, I'm a little nervous of what the next chapter of my life will bring, and I'm not sure I'm quite ready to tackle the world as an adult yet. But maybe that's okay. Maybe life is just a big act of faking it till you make it, and simply dealing with your uncertainties and fears until one day you find that you have finally made it. I would now like to take the time to acknowledge all of the people that have made it possible for me to stand up here today. Thank you to my parents for enduring all of my moodiness and tempers for the past year and encouraging me despite it. Thank you to all of the teachers who have taught me much more than what a textbook ever could. Thank you to all my friends who have put a smile on my face when I needed it the most. And lastly, thank you, class of 2025. I don't know a lot of you, and I expect that most of you don't know me either, but I will truly cherish the times when we walk through the halls of AHS together. Thank you for being a part of my life and being a part of my high school experience. Whatever your future endeavors are, whether you're going to college, the workforce, the military, or someplace else, I wish you all the best of luck. Class of 2025, once again, congratulations and thank you.
Good evening. Welcome family, friends, teachers, and of the 149th graduating class of Altoona Area High School. Most importantly, welcome students, soon to be graduates of the class of 2025. Tonight we celebrate your accomplishments as students and wish you all the best as you leave the hallowed halls of Altoona Area High School. Evenings such as this are complicated. Each of us are feeling a multitude of emotions, and this includes not just the students seated in front of me, but also the friends and families in the bleachers. Change can be tricky, and tonight we are marking and celebrating a big change. Students, tonight you change from being high school students to high school graduates. Pretty exciting if you ask me, but I'm sure the reality of tonight for many of you is more than just exciting. It's probably a little nostalgic. So let's take a quick jaunt down memory lane. Students, we've been talking at you for a little bit here, so I'm going to mix it up. This is the part of the evening that is interactive. I am going to highlight a few memories, and if you've experienced this memory and it resonates with you, I want you to raise your hand. Here we go. You laughed so hard at lunch that milk came out of your nose. There's more than that, I know. When you were at junior high school, you struggled to open your locker. All right, there we go. You totally forgot to study for a test and still got a passing grade. You were late to school and you accidentally parked in the faculty lot. We have really good cameras here, and you all are going to have your diploma held. You had sea lunch and missed out on mashed potato bowl. You met your best friend in elementary school. You absolutely could not wait for your senior prom, and then it was over in what felt like 20 minutes. You can still remember the way your kindergarten classroom looked on your first day of school. You can remember the smell of fresh floor wax on the first day of school. All right, maybe that's just me. You can remember the way your favorite teacher made you feel when you were maybe a little bit down. Students, that's the good stuff. That is the marrow at the core of your grade, junior high, and high school experiences. All of those memories, and many more like them, are what makes up your experience. That is what we're celebrating this evening. Yes, we're celebrating your achievements and accomplishments. And yes, we're celebrating each of you earning your high school diploma. But we're also celebrating all of those little moments as well. I will be the first to tell you that many of those little moments are what will stick with you well into your adulthood. Ask your parents. I'm sure they will agree. Students, as you leave this stadium tonight, it is my sincere hope that you're able to take with you just a few of those little memories. I hope that those little memories help to season your overall high school experience. I hope that you attend your 30-year high school reunion, and at the reunion, I hope that you reconnect with your best friend from elementary school. While sharing with your long-lost friend, I hope that you share a story of how your 17-year-old daughter got a parking ticket for parking in the faculty lot at school. I also hope that each of you feels ready to rise to the challenges before you. Leave here this evening in the knowledge that you have seen a task to the end, that you are ready for the future, and armed with your education and hard work, there is nearly no task that you will not conquer. In closing, class of 2025, it has been my honor and privilege to serve as your principal for these last 4 years. It has been a joy to watch you mature from wide-eyed freshmen into the young men and women I see before me this evening. I and the rest of your AHS family wish you all the best as you move on to the next stage of your lives. At this time, we will present each member of the class of 2025 individually. We ask that you hold all applause and maintain a respectful silence so that all names can be heard when announced.
Just the board members. How are you? They can.
Rachel Kennedy. Lucas Sipes II. Rosemary Way. Hannah Jack.
Just go down.
Luke Mitchell. Savannah Huss. Laura Reed. Skylar Rutherford. Branson Adams. Emma Betwee. Nicholas Boslett. Justin Bosler. Isabella Bush. Ava Cabell. Colton Chathams. Maxwell Chili. Kelsey Kreider. L. Dalby. Staley Drenning, Milena Iyer, Tegan Finelli, Caleb Gibson, Megan Giles, Leah Giosa, Seth Goheen,
I'm not on.
Isabella Graham, Sydney Hakanos, Samantha Hopkins, Courtney Irwin, Riley Kagi, Charlie Kephart, Triumph Kilmartin, Joshua Lang,
Allison Little, Brandon Lyle, Ashley McAleer, Addison McDonald, Maya Melnick, pardon me, Ethan Peterman, Jillian Panunzio, Carmine Polito, Paige Radel, Blake Riddle, Charles Romanowitz, Leah Sankey, William Sankey, Elena Saylor, Michaela Silver, Andrea Slesser, Spencer Spallone, Emily Starr, Ava Steinbugle, Talon Toriano, Shayla Witt, Trevor Wilson, Lainey Wilt, Corinna Wolf, Saturnino Yon,
Tasneem Babaker, Jace Baroner, Landon Beers, Jelena Berry, Eliza Bowman Fink, Lucas Sagler, Cassidy Clark, Mia Kerfman, Alexander DeGennaro, Abigail Esworthy, Annabella Finelli, Jessica Ferguson, Lincoln Frank, Megan George, Gracie Giosa, Randy Grove Jr., Gavin Harkins, Mark Harrington Jr., Markel Herr, Haley Hicks, Griffin Holland, Alana Irwin, Nevin Kelly, Brian Knott, Crystal Lang,
Giada Lettieri, Emma Lunghofer, Madeline Miller, Olivia Knoll, Tyrese Pearson, Callan Plunkett, Andrew Quinn, Derek Reed, Anna Ressig, Eli Rosenberry, Abigail Rudy, Madeline Schraff, Joseph Spees, Carmen Stavanis, Gianna Stillman, Mary Stoltz, Alexander Swaga, Haley Tansey, Allison Van Ormer, Lauren Walgrove, Zoe Weaver, Colby Wendell,
Skylar Wineland, Garrett Winrick, Sophia Wise,
Tamer Adam, Sahara Adelsberger, Mazen Ahmed, Gavin Albright, Julian Alvarez, Colton Anderson, Carmel Arias, Madeline Ocker, Elena Unks, Brianna Ayala, Taina Banks, Jaden Barnhill, Braden Berry, Lucas Bartlebaugh, Alexis Battisti, Kyle Bachman,
Alexis Beard, Isaiah Beard, Christopher Becker, Jaden Beatty, Olivia Behe, Cadence Bell, Lydia Belts, Nolan Beschler, Kara Bolvin, Takaya Bostick, Jordan Boston, Kira Boyles, Lillian Brandt, Kimber Clapper, Gavin Conahay, Lucas Condren.
Logan Brandt, Nolan Brennan, Cameron Birchfield, Rayleigh Butler, Mac Callan, Lauren Callens, Joshua Campbell, Nicholas Carter, Maya Sibellos,
They got to speed it up a little.
Justin Chipperfield, Nicholas Chipperfield, Caden Clapper, Kareem Deeds, Dante Dieters, Bridget Delozier, Oriana Dent,
Alicia Cornelius, Samaya Cross, Madison Crownover, Terry Crownover Jr., Nakia Curtis Jr., Jackson Dalton, Logan Dinella, Caden Davis, Kiana Davis, Kyle Davis, Hillary De La Cruz, Savannah Edwards, Amar Amy Ballos, Nicholas Erb, Evan Esper, Italia Estep.
ready. Landon Dybert, Alexandra Dixon, Aaron Deal, Jack Dively, Marvin Dufresne, Landon Dunkel, Eva Drum, Donovan Femay, Julian Fetter, Rhonda Finnegan, Gabriella Fisher, Micaiah Fleming, Peyton Folk, Anthony Ferlina, Sean Forneri Jr., Lamar Franklin,
James Evans III, Kalia Evans, Brooke Everhart, Logan Fairbaugh, Victoria Farber, Taylor Feather, Seth Feather, Sophia Fay, Ulana Philibom, my apologies, Tyler Garcia, Brylan Garman, Kendall Gates, Joshua Gina, Timothy Gerardine, Sierra Garish, Cameron Gibbons,
Jordan Fratangeli, Zach Frederick, Haley Freet, Trenton Friedenberger, Chase Parkinson,
Then we wrote the
Elijah Harvey, Isaiah Harvey, Cadence Heidler, Emma Henderson, Braden Hetrick, Jamie Hewitt Deneen, Jewel Hicks, Nathan Heilman, Isaac Hiles, Samuel Hiles, Reese Hillard,
Zachariah Gilbert Kehoe, Kayla Gutschall, MJ Graham, Lydia Grove, Elena Guerin, Dylan Gordy, Jacob Han, Keldon Holland, Nehemiah Hawley, Elijah Hunter, Muhammad Hussein, Tyler Imler, Nicholas Irwin, Anthony Jackson, Damian Johnson, Malachi Jukes,
Kai Hillegas, Joseph Height, Shayna Kelly, Caden Kennedy, Lila Kennedy, Paige Kilcoyne, Georgia Kimball, Madeline Kimberlin, Teresa King, Kaylin Kraus, Jocelyn Kuhn,
move up a little bit. Just
Victoria Lafferty,
like closer.
Noah Lamborn,
So I don't have to reset.
Paige Lamborn, Ryan McConnell, Jamad Larkin,
Isabella Jones, Lucy Jones, Bailey Kegeris, Haley Legros, Nakai Mahoney Washington, Wyatt Ledford, Isaiah Little, Alexander Lingenfelter, Clarissa Long, Joseph Luce, Dakota Lowry, Adam Lynn Jr., Paige Maloney, Madison Marquetta, Michael Marshall, Evan Mathers.
Aviana Lear, Evan McCauley, Jocelyn McCoy Ross, Lindsay McDermott, Jack McElhinney V, Grace McGraw, Evan McGuire, Connor McManus, Alessandra McMaster, Donovan McMasters, Haley Mazeros, James Mazeros, Logan Myers, Charlie Michaels, Xavier Mitter, Chance Myers,
Alexis Mattern, Ava Micah, Honey Miller, Owen Miller, Riley Miller, Douglas Monahan, Ethan Montgomery, Chelsea Morgan, Gabriella Morris, Grant Morrison, Janiyah Mountain, Ty Mowry, Madison Musselman, Emma Mulligan, Madeline Pasteur, Zion Patterson,
Emily Myers, Reese Myers, Jason Myers, Christian Nagel, Joshua Nevling Jr., Micah Niedermeyer, Abigail Novak, Nevaeh Knoll,
no,
Caleb O'Keefe, Jonathan Ortiz, Rogan Osterhout, Damian Ott, Rocco Pacifico, Samantha Page, Lane Porta, Benny Port III,
Simone Paxton, Kaya Payne, Wyatt Peck, Mara Pellegrini, Jeffrey Pender III, Emily Pentland, Emily Peros, Troy Peterman, Nicholas Phillips, Elena Pernunzio, Jude Plutko, Connor Pierce, Noah Rodriguez, Olivia Roller, Kia Rose, Antonio Ross,
Aiden Quirin, James Rail, Cassius Ranger, Logan Riley, Avery Reimer, Cameron Rhodes, Ariana Richards, Elena Reinhardt, William Ritchie III, James Robbins, Olivia Roberts, Karma Roche, Emily Rogers, Lisette Rodriguez, Leah Short. Vienna Schaup.
Christian Ross. Kiana Ross. Riley Ross. Jonathan Rudy. Thomas Rudy. Brenna Rupert. Lainey Roop. Lauren Ryan. Haven Sager. Brianna Schandelmeyer. Jacob Schratzmeyer. Noah Schultz. Abigail Shear. Riley Shepard. Abigail Sosi.
Haliana Shumack. Cameron Sikola. Abdul Alim Simpkins. Heston Smeal. Aaron Smearman. Dominic Smith. Sienna Smith. Aaliyah Sindab. Jermaine Thomas. Nicholas Thompson. Selena Thompson. Malice Tilson. Amberly Touchton. Aaliyah Townsend. Michael Travany Jr. Brenna Tupone.
Rowan Soraketti. Avery Spotswood II. Maximus Steele. Matthew Staley. Alyssa Stetzer. Dylan Stewart. Isabella Stiver. Symphony Stokes. Kira Stoltenberg. Gavin Strasburger. Bryce Strong. Kaylee Swain. Kenai Sweeney. Isaiah Vaughn. Landon Vaughn.
Congratulations.
DeAndre Wade.
Landon Umholtz. Enoch Van Egdom. Haley Van Claveren. Zion Van Loo. Braden Winters. Alicia Weiser. London Treese. Zoe Wolf. Isabel Wolford. Carissa Wambacher. Camden Woomer. Haley Woomer. Mary Worley.
No, just wait. Yeah. When
Hyjin Zhu.
Okay, guys, I want to say my credit name. Hyjin Zhu!
okay.
Is that it? I thought it was Evelyn.
Is that it?
Evelyn Yost.
Okay. Thank you. David Walk. Alfred Walls. Mason Walter. Haley Waring. Lucas Withersby. Marissa Weibley. Tyler Whitstein. Naima White. Jabria Whitmore Mathis. Kyle Williams. Olivia Wilt. Savannah Winters. Zilu Yu. Dominic Zlepko. Jalen Dulcie Edwards. Shaylin Murphy. Colton Zeth. Andrew Brannis. Is that everybody?
First of all, congratulations. Class of 2025, we stand on the edge of everything that we've worked towards for 12 or more years. Together we gather at the crossroads of memory and possibility, a punctuation mark in the paragraph of our past, the opening line of a new chapter yet to be cast. While much of what has been said today and what will be said today is about the past and the future, I urge you to stay here, right here, in this moment, in this breath. Because we spent so many days chasing what's next, chasing trophies, ticking boxes, turning our joy into a checklist and our lives into a race that we were never meant to run. But let me tell you, grades fade, medals rust, titles get lost in time, and one day all of those report cards will be forgotten, stuffed in drawers or buried in boxes as the years blur by. But what's the one thing that remains? You. The soul that God formed with care and intention. At the end of the day, all you have is the self that you've built and the joy that you chose. Because nothing follows us into eternity except for the love that we gave, the lives that we touched, and the beauty that we dared to see in a world too busy to notice. So I'm going to say it plain. This is your one life. Your one chance. Your only chance. Right now. Time isn't just ticking, it's flying. So live. Fully. Loudly. Joyfully. When some of you leave the gates of Mansion Park today, some of you will be stepping into a world that you think you have all figured out, while others will be stepping into uncertainty, and that's okay too. But walk out with a smile either way, because this moment, it will never come again. Life is fleeting, but fleeting isn't failure. There are so many beautiful opportunities just waiting to be seized. So go take that risk. Go apply for that job. Go ask that person out that you've been wanting to talk to. Go ride that scary roller coaster. Heck, go skydiving. It's what my brother's doing right now, actually. Because as cheesy as it sounds, you only live once. So live in color, in laughter, in love. And today I'm not just speaking to the graduates, but parents and loved ones too. You who have walked further down this road, you have a greater opportunity. It's time to stop carrying regrets like life through luggage. It's time to choose joy. A wise man has always told me that life really only has two simple rules. And if you take one thing from my speech today, try to remember this, the two rules of life. 1, have fun. And 2, don't hurt anyone. That's it. That's the secret. And I dare you to go live by it. To live fully is to find beauty not just in the sunset, but in the storm. It means finding beauty in every moment, every challenge, every new experience. It means choosing kindness over bitterness and love over fear. It means laughing often, forgiving quickly, and never taking a single day for granted because you are never promised a tomorrow. So wake up every day like it's your only one, because one day it will be. Don't wait for that perfect someday to start that new thing, because it will never come. Realize that waiting for that perfect someday diminishes the value of today. So put down the phone, quit scrolling, quit stalling, and start living. Yes, there will be pain. Yes, there will be heartbreak. I'm sorry, but there will be sorrow and times that you wish you could quit. But remember, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Groucho Marx once said, quote, "I, not the events, have the power to make me happy or unhappy today. Yesterday is dead. Tomorrow has not arrived yet. I have just one day, today, and I'm going to be happy," end quote. So here we are. No longer nervous freshmen walking through the doors of AAHS, but now we're almost graduates on the lawn of Mansion Park. A little wiser, a little taller. Let us honor this moment, because high school is now a thing of our past. We can never go back and change what we did or who we were. Right now is all we have. This life is what you've been gifted, but the question is, what are you going to do with it? If nothing else, class of 2025, I hope you live joyfully. Congratulations to all of us. May we live boldly, love deeply, and find happiness in every step of this journey. Thank you.
Will Mr. Val Mignon, President of the Altoona Area School Board, and Miss Rachel Kennedy, President of the Class of 2025, please come to the podium? As principal of the Altoona Area High School, I hereby attest that members of the Class of 2025 receiving diplomas have met the requirements of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the Altoona Area School District for graduation. Mr. Mignon, President of the Altoona Area School Board, it is my distinct honor and privilege to present to you the senior class of 2025. Just in case we covered it. Okay.
As President of the Altoona Area School Board, I declare the members of the class of 2025 who complete the requirements of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the Altoona Area School District to be graduates of the Altoona Area High School. It is my distinct pleasure to present the first diploma to your class president, Rachel Kennedy. The Altoona Board of School Directors congratulates all of you and wishes you nothing but the best for a successful future. Thanks.
I'll tell you when to go. You got it. Belt it out. What's that? Yeah, we'll stand. All right. I think we can go. Graduates of the class of 2025, please stand for the alma mater.
Blow, oh gentle mountain breezes,
from the golden west. Breathe thy peaceful evening tidings to the AHS. Whisper to us words of pleasure as the dim twilight softly gathers round our colors, dear maroon and white. Now the shades of night grow darker, birds have gone to rest, but the colors shine the brighter of the AHS. Sinking sun behind the hilltop sighs a soft good night to the colors waving o'er us, dear maroon and white. Night has slowly crept around us, stars are shining bright, waving oh so calm and peaceful, dear maroon and white. We will always sing thy praises, work for thy success. Hail to noble alma mater. Hail to AHS.
All right, guys, you can be seated. All right, good evening, everyone. It's pretty cold out here, so I'm gonna try and keep this short and sweet. My name's Luke Mitchell, and if you guys don't know who I am, well, we went to high school together. Now, when I was first asked to deliver this speech, I did what everybody our age would do. I asked ChatGPT what I should talk about. It told me I should do one of the following things: give advice, reflect on memories we made, or look to the future. At first, I thought I'd leave you guys with some advice, but honestly, I wasn't sure what to say. I don't have that much experience when it comes to life after graduation. I'm not a pro athlete, a politician, or Nobel Prize winner. I'm just a kid who survived high school. Even though I may not be qualified to give life advice, I can still share what I've learned in my 4 years here. Life is paradoxical. When you learn something new, at first you feel dumber until you become wiser. When you start working out, you feel weaker until you become stronger. When you meet new people, you may feel alone until they become your friends. If you're willing to push through the adversity and the discomfort that life has, you'll find growth on the other side. That is one of the greatest lessons high school has taught me. Now, if I'm not here to give advice, maybe I can talk about the memories we had at Altoona. But the more I think about it, the more I realize today isn't just about looking back. Today is about celebrating what lies ahead. Sure, I'm going to miss coming home at midnight from an away game against Chambersburg, or fighting for a chicken mashed potato bowl in sea lunch. But those moments are behind us now. What we take with us are the people, the relationships, and the lessons we've learned. The friends we sat with in class every day. The friends we sat with in class every day, the teammates who became like family on late bus rides home, and the classmates who helped us cram for tests we definitely should have studied for earlier. Sorry, Mrs. Dumb. They're more than just names in our yearbook. These are the people who saw us at our bests, our worsts, who laughed with us and made high school something we'll actually miss. All of these friendships and experiences have shaped us into the people that we are now. They've left a mark that will carry into whatever comes next. And while this chapter may be over, the best pages are still unwritten. So if I'm not here to give advice or dwell on the past, maybe I can help prepare us for the future. People often say, life is hard, and life's not fair. And yeah, that may be true. But honestly, that doesn't scare me. Because when I look out at all of you, I see a class who has already accomplished incredible things. I've seen us compete with heart, lift each other up when we were down, and execute when pressure was high. I've seen us win district medals, set new records, become the best musicians on the East Coast, and even win state titles. The success we've had in high school will fuel the fire that leads us to even greater highs in the future. I know that we have the ability to do great things, so why be afraid? Step into this next phase of life with confidence. Because if you believe in yourselves as much as I believe in you, you won't just do great things, you'll do amazing things. Now I'm going to leave us off with one last piece reminder, a quote, because at this point I've hit just about every other cliche. Life moves pretty fast. Stop, hang on. Well, my speech cut off, but luckily I have the paper version. I can't believe I forgot the quote. Okay. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you'll miss it. Thank you and congrats, class of 2025.